A young Lisa is left by her mother at an old woman's house before she leaves on tour. The mother asks the lady to take care of her daughter if she doesn't return by Christmas, while the girl watches in silence, waiting for a promise that might be broken. Seconds later, Lisa comes in with a flower she picked from the garden to give to the lady. Her mother gets upset when she sees the damaged plant and her expression freezes, while little Lisa doesn't understand her mother's rejection. The distance between them grows in a single breath, leaving the girl with an emptiness she can't understand. Many years later, Lisa is now an adult and has 2 children. She decides to leave Paris and fly to the United States. At the Los Angeles airport, Luca, her best friend, greets her with an exuberant hug. Immediately, he pulls out a headband with bunny ears. They go to a costume party and Lisa will be a bunny girl. The night opens its doors and the city seems to move to its own rhythm. At the party, Lisa wears a sexy costume and Luca tries to take a picture of her. She refuses, remembering that her children have social media and she doesn't want them to see her like that. Amidst the music and lights, she receives a call from Paris. Her sister tells her that their mother is very ill and has gotten worse. The noise fades around Lisa, who is left frozen in uncertainty. Her sister explains that they will give her the lethal injection to end her pain and need her approval. Lisa asks how much time they have and hears that it's between 12 and 72 hours. She realizes she won't make it in time and, upset, insists that her mother is doing this to spite her for leaving, recalling that she never cared about her. The decision weighs heavily, but the clock ticks on mercilessly. Despite everything, Lisa approves her sister's decision and promises to get there as soon as possible. She knows there's no turning back and that the final goodbye may slip through her fingers. The urgency pushes her to move, even though time is not on her side. In the next scene, Lisa is at home and takes her mother's hand. For the first time, her mother allows it, perhaps because she can no longer move. That belated contact opens an emotional crack they had never shared before. In silence, Lisa holds on, as if she could keep hold of something that's slipping away. A month later, Lisa returns to Los Angeles with Luca. He asks her if she really wants to live shut away. Lisa replies that she's not withdrawing from the world and reminds him that her mother died a month ago. Luca insists. It's been 3 years since she's had any kind of relationship with a man. The idea makes her uncomfortable, but it also sparks a doubt in her. Luca suggests that she sign up for a dating app. Lisa doesn't seem very enthusiastic and points out that she's 50 years old, while those platforms are mostly used by men half her age. With a sense of humor, Luca adds that MILF is the most searched word on adult sites and that any guy would want to be with her. Lisa's resistance starts to crack under her friend's confident insistence. In the end, Lisa agrees to give it a try, but she sets clear conditions. He will create the account, choose the candidate, and handle all the conversation before the date. She doesn't want to deal with any of that. Luca will be her filter and her shield, at least until she dares to walk through the door on her own. Luca, excited, agrees without hesitation. He takes control like an accomplice ready to guide her through unfamiliar territory. The machinery is set in motion, with the promise not to expose her more than necessary. Immediately, he asks her for 4 photos to open the profile, though with caution. Each picture reveals her a little, and each one she sends puts her a step closer to others. Then a memory appears. We meet her father, young, handsome, used to nightclubs and a different woman every day. One day, young Lisa arrives at his apartment in tears because her mother wants to send her to a boarding school to get rid of her, and she asks to stay. He agrees without hesitation, just as a naked woman walks through the kitchen. The scene highlights the contrast between refuge and chaos, opening a new chapter. From that moment on, Lisa's life takes a turn. Her father includes her in his nightlife and debauchery. The nights become routine. Music becomes an ambiguous refuge. Everything changes pace, and innocence gets trapped in that environment. Back in the present, Luca tells Lisa that her profile got 500 likes in a single night. She does yoga, uninterested, until he adds that she received a lot of messages and he already talked to a guy to whom he told her real age. Lisa asks what age, and Luca replies, 43. She stops him and reminds him that she's 50. He replies that in Los Angeles, age never matters. The smallest lie opens a crack that could grow. Later, they go to a clinic so Lisa can get some tests done. They want to make sure everything is fine and that nothing interferes with their relationships. She gets ready, like someone who adjusts every detail before the jump. Precaution seeks to avoid surprises. Afterwards, Lisa has her first date with a man her own age. He doesn't seem very interested and the conversation becomes stiff. Suddenly, the man has a sugar spike and needs to inject himself with insulin. He asks her for help. Lisa ends up pulling down his pants in the middle of the restaurant to inject him in the buttock. Embarrassment follows her as she hurriedly leaves. In the next scene, Lisa goes with Luca to a yoga session. She tells him about her terrible experience with the candidate he chose, while the other attendees complain about having to hear such a story. Discomfort creeps in among the poses and breaths. Lisa wants to move on, but the bad taste remains. The next day, Luca confesses that he changed her age on the app. She asks if he made her older. He replies that he made her younger and that he found a handsome man, very handsome, who seems promising. He also tells her that they have a date that very night. That night, Luca and Lisa wait at a bar and have a few drinks. She looks at the guy's photo and realizes he's quite young, which makes her nervous. Her friend encourages her, reminds her that she's beautiful and that she should enjoy herself. A few minutes later, Luca says he has to leave. Lisa doesn't want to stay alone and decides to leave with him, thinking her date is running late. The meeting seems to fade away before it even begins. As she's leaving, Lisa gets a message. Her date is already at the bar. Nervous and excited, she goes back in, pushed by Luca. She meets John, a really handsome young man who smiles at her and hugs her when he sees her. He offers her the menu to choose a drink, but Lisa can't read it without her reading glasses and asks him to choose for both of them. The spark ignites in a simple gesture, opening the door. Then they go to the dance floor and have fun, moving freely among the lights. Finally, they leave the bar. Outside, Lisa takes the initiative and kisses John, breaking her own rule of not getting involved on the first night. The impulse surprises even herself, but she doesn't stop. Moments later, they're both lying in bed, talking and getting to know each other better. The words flow. So does the laughter. Dawn finds them still close together. Nothing is defined, but something is hinted at. A few days later, Lisa travels to Paris for Christmas. Together with her sister, they choose some of their mother's belongings to keep. Her sister reveals that since their mother's death, she has been meeting men and even signed up for a dating app. Lisa confesses that she did the same, and they hug, happy to be experiencing life again. The household silences, but also new beginnings. Later, while she's with her family, Lisa receives a call from John. She steps away under everyone's curious gaze. John wishes her a Merry Christmas and tells her he has been thinking about her. Lisa responds with a smile and returns the wish. The connection persists across the distance, awaiting a reunion. Back in Los Angeles, Lisa has another date with John, this time a more romantic one. After spending the night together, they talk about dating apps. John says he didn't join for one-night stands, but for something else, and adds that he wanted to change the algorithm of his life. Lisa laughs, but takes in every word. The possibility of something different begins to take shape. Lisa comments that dating apps are a paradox. You open yourself up to having fun, but at the same time you close yourself off to love, because many people just use them to have a good time. John agrees. The thought lingers between them, like a question without an immediate answer. The next morning, John wakes up first and gets out of bed. When he sees Lisa's passport, he asks her why she lied about her age. She responds vaguely. Annoyed, John says that they'll never be able to have anything serious if she's not honest about something so small. Lisa retorts that if he's looking for an excuse to leave because he thinks she's too old, he can go. The tension cuts through the air in the room. John assures her that's not it. Lisa reminds him that they're just having fun, that there's nothing more between them, and calls him a lover because they only see each other in bed. Without another word, John wishes her good luck and leaves. The door closes, leaving behind an echo that's hard to ignore. Later, Lisa writes to John. She gets no response. Frustration eats away at her as she waits for a message that never comes. The absence weighs heavier than the silence. Trying to forget about him, Lisa agrees to go on a date with a man who lives a nudist lifestyle. He welcomes her into his home without any clothes on and invites her to take hers off as well. She does, and stands naked in front of the stranger. They try to have a good time, but Lisa doesn't go any further with him. The experiment doesn't fill the emptiness she feels. Days later, Lisa finally gets the call she was waiting for. It's John. He says it's been a long time, that he'd like to see her and talk, and invites her out that very afternoon. Without thinking, Lisa accepts, realizing that she truly likes him. The date promises a reckoning. That afternoon, they meet at the bay. John apologizes for looking through her passport without permission and admits it was an immature mistake. Lisa also apologizes for having lied about her age, although she doesn't mention that the change was Luca's doing. The mood softens and the possibility of mending what's broken emerges. Right after, Lisa comments that she's seen this place hundreds of times in movies. John asks if it was in Baywatch. She mentions a much older one. John pretends not to understand because he has something planned. Then, he gives her a knitted jacket that was worn by the actress from the movie Lisa mentioned, recalling that it was her favorite. He says it's a birthday present. When Lisa asks how he knows, he explains that he saw it in her passport and that he's good at remembering birthdays. The gesture disarms her and moves her deeply. Afterwards, they enjoy a dinner by the bay. John announces one last surprise. He takes her to the water and shows her the bioluminescence that glows at night. Lisa is fascinated by the effect of the water, caught in a glow that transforms the moment. The blue light leaves open the promise of what may come.